Hi, Subhi. Sorry for the delay. Now let's have a look at your essay about the Olympics. Experts throughout both the developing and developed world have debated over the importance of Olympics in this era. Okay, some people argue that the Olympic Games was the verb, no more are no not important anymore. But I strongly believe that they're important and a pride for any nation. This essay will discuss all the importance of such sport events and demonstrate it with examples. Okay, let's look at this. Important one, important two, importance three. As you can see, there are so many words. There are so many words with the same root. So please, I do insist, replace them with appropriate, precise synonyms. Because if you don't, your vocabulary score will not be as high as you want. We really have to avoid repetitions. I really like the fact that you state your position right away, and you even add this. Yeah, that's a very nice idea. On the one hand, there is ample evidence that sport competitions, okay, that's yeah, that's the spacing at international level, um, provides provide because competitions is plural, a platform to players improving their sportsmanship and help them to gain recognition of their game. Okay, well, I would say of their expertise or strength or excellence, not just game. As some sports remain underobserved and unrecognized at state level, can come in focus. They probably you mean probably they, right? The sports can come into focus when played internationally. Games like long jump, I wouldn't say games. These are not games. These are sports. Sports like long jump, disc throwing, gymnastics, shot put, etc., became known worldwide only after the Olympics were telecasted. Okay, Olympics being a grand event which is famous worldwide can give name and fame to the players who work hard in their respective fields. Okay, I have a feeling that there is absolutely no linking between these sentences. There is as between the first and the second sentence, but there is no connection here, and there is no connection here. If you want to keep all this, but this is a huge paragraph this is half of the essay, more than half of the essay. It's 132 words, and the essay it's supposed to be at least 250. So this is a bit too long. Please make sure that you use linking words efficiently. I'm not sure why you have such a long introduction, so I do recommend you to make it much shorter and preserve only the relevant ideas. Players from smaller backgrounds, wait a second. Olympics being a grand event which is famous worldwide can give name and fame to the players who work hard in their respective fields. Players from smaller backgrounds, what do you mean by smaller backgrounds? I'm not sure. Can get all the fruits of their hard work after participating in competitions like the Olympics in the form of medals, trophies, or winning, or let's say awards, or the amounts they win. Therefore, the Olympics are of prime importance to preserve the sport spirit high always high, or something like this. So this is a huge introduction. Please leave the ideas that are the most relevant. It's up to you to decide what is relevant. But this is a good idea as an argument to preserve Olympics. So if we look at this is the whole essay? This is the whole essay, right? Okay, 314 words. The length is fine, but the paragraphing is not. On the other hand, sports activities motivate the players and all other people to stay active and fit. In the 21st century, when lifestyle has become sedentary and obesity is a major concern, the Olympics help in influencing all the people to watching the event to become fit like sport players. The strength and stamina of the top players become an inspiration to all the existing players. I think you're overusing the word players. Please use synonyms. And helps and help them excel in their respective games. I wouldn't say games here, no. Other junior players, so you haven't spoken about some junior players. You spoke about just some athletes. Other junior players get to learn the tricks and strategies of winning. Also, the young players, again, I repeat, young players, junior players. You have players everywhere in this paragraph. You really have to start using synonyms. Stay passionate and the thirst of winning gold, silver, or other medals remains alive in all the struggling players again. International Sports Authorities in its report says that conducting sports competitions timely and awarding medals to the winner is very important. Thus, after every 4 or 5 years, Olympics is much needed. Well, the Olympics do take place every 4 years, not 5 years. Beg your pardon, not 5 years. Okay, these are your body paragraphs. You have no introduction. Oh, wait a second. You do have an introduction. Your introduction was here. Yes. Beg your pardon. I'm completely confused. And I'm confused because you have so many ideas. And if we count it all together, this becomes long. This is a long essay, 370 words. So, what I might suggest is please organize your body paragraphs. They contain a lot of ideas, and one, they need to be organized and connected. Like there's very little connection here. uh, Try to explain why you put all of these things together, because otherwise it's difficult to go through them. Here you have great ideas about the young players, about the inspiration and all of this, and about the positive influence in terms of health. But you really have to make sure that you organize this information properly. And remember, try to formulate your main idea in one appropriate sentence and put it in the beginning of the paragraph. Okay. Yes, you really have great ideas, but again, it's so difficult to go through them that I really have to. I almost don't remember what I read because I have to go back to the beginning. Okay, minor language things. Avoid a repetition. The word players was repeated about 5 times. Please don't use the word get in academic essays because it's inappropriate, it's informal. But you have great vocabulary like excel in certain sports, sedentary lifestyle, obesity, what else? Conducting sport competitions and so on. This, I'm not sure that this is logical because the Olympics are organized every 4 years anyway. So you're saying something, saying that something needs to be done when it is done anyway. So you need to organize the logic and coherence of the ideas in your body paragraphs. From the arguments and examples mentioned above, I firmly believe that organizing the Olympics is still mandatory or could be defined as mandatory. It is predicted that such events will help the young players and existing players. Again, why players all the time? Try to replace this by synonyms, much more in future of terms of their game and their attitude. What do you mean by in terms of their game? I'm not sure what you mean here. I like the fact that you retake the arguments and summarize them. That's great. But um, based on what can it be predicted? So try to be softer and say it could be predicted, it might be predicted. Stay softer, stay more tentative, more hypothetical. But those are great ideas, a very nice arguments. They simply need a bit of organizing. Now let's have a look at your letter. That's the letter to university faculty about the fact that you missed an exam. Respected sir, okay, thanking you, yours obediently, okay. Let's agree on one thing. If we write a letter to um, a person you don't know, especially in a formal letter, you are going to always start with dear sir, madam. Why madam? Because the head of the department might be a lady. You don't need to say respected, that is not a convention. Um, you may say thanking you in advance, but again, this is not a very typical practice. Yours obediently, no, no way, no, unfortunately, no. Yours sincerely or yours faithfully. First name, last name, yes, absolutely. Okay, let's go on. Myself, Subhi Srivastava, ID number, second year student at the University of Albion. This sentence is ungrammatical. There is no verb. You can start by my name is this and that, ID number. I am a second year student at the University of Albion, and probably you want to specify the department or class or something like that, because the university, and by the way, I guess you need to fix the both the spelling and the capitalization. Because just saying university is not quite enough. There are thousands of students at the university. I am writing this letter to apologize for not being present in the mathematics exam, which was held on the 25th of June, 2019. Okay, come after June. I know that the test was extremely important and presence of all the students was mandatory. I also failed to provide the leave application on time. Okay, at least, yes, this is good in terms of task achievement. You are answering the topic and you explain what happened and what's the setup of the situation. But you are not, unfortunately, you really have to adopt a more formal tone. So perhaps you could say something like, I'm writing this letter to provide apologies for having been absent in the mathematics exam held on blah, 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 blah. As the test was extremely important and presence of all the students was mandatory, I am fully aware that my absence will bring repercussion like negative consequences on my academic performance, something like this. Just saying this, I know that the test was extremely important, is absolutely irrelevant to the examination committee. They, frankly speaking, they don't really care about you saying that you know. The thing is that you failed to provide the proof for your absence. Uh, well, at least you said you didn't fail to provide the leave application. You failed to apply for the leave on time. You failed to provide evidence for the fact that you were sick. A day before the exam, while coming back from the college, I got totally. I thought you were at the university, not college. I got totally drenched as it was raining heavily in the city. I caught a cold and had this. And are you sure that it's Celsius? If it's 108 degrees Celsius temperature, then you were past the boiling point. Probably you mean Fahrenheit. In Celsius, that would be, I don't know, 40 or 41, something like this. Then my parents took me to the doctor in emergency and he kept me hospitalized for 24 hours in intensive care. I have received all the bills and discharge papers from the hospital today, which I'm sending to you attached together with this letter. Okay, the good part. This is the good part. At least this can be adapted if used if you choose to use passive appropriately. This can be adapted to the formal style of the letter. This is quite informal. You can tell your friend in this kind of language. To the faculty, I'm not very sure. Um, First, you have to say, let me provide the details of my absence. A day before the exam, when coming from the college, I was caught in the rain and subsequently fell sick and had a high fever of this. My family took me to the emergency where I was hospitalized for 24 hours in extensive care. Afterwards, I have received all the bills and discharge papers from the hospital, which I will be able to provide attached to this letter. So this should be the tone and the style. I want you to please check the evidences and kindly forgive me for my absence. I humbly request you to conduct a re-exam of my mathematics test on any date suitable for the exam committee. Yes, the purpose is correct. You really have to provide a repeated apology. So this should be rephrased in the following way. Sorry for the noise. Thus, I would like to kindly apologize once again for my absence and provide the proof of or the evidence for my sickness or my stay in hospital. Also, I would like to humbly request to be allowed to retake or resit my mathematics exam on any date suitable for the exam committee. Thanking you in advance. Yours sincerely, first name, last name. So remember, you are answering the question appropriately. The thing is that you really have to choose the vocabulary, the grammar, and the appropriate tone and attitude that is fit for this task. And this is a formal apology and explanation. You may want to research for a couple of letters of apology, what they look like, what they sound like, and that could be a clearer idea. So remember, you have to be as impersonal as possible. Use passive a lot. Be very factual. Be polite and respectful, but not overly emotive. Like remove emotion altogether. That is it. All the best of luck, and that's it.